Friends, today's NRI Samay program from Los Angeles brought to you commercial free by listeners like you. Your generous donations make possible for us to stay commercial free, and today's show is pre-recorded. If you have a question for the guest, please send an email to nrisamay@gmail.com. We will follow up with the guest and find the answer for you. Thank you for your support.
Hello, friends. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Today we are going to talk about the recent incidents that we have been seeing being covered in the national television, in the print media, and the digital media about how crime against women is on the rise. In 2012. 2012 actually ended with the Nirbhaya incident in Delhi. In 2013, we saw the Damini incident in Kolkata. And in between these two incidents, there have been numerous incidents of crime against women from the remote tribal villages to the ultra-modern cities of India. But then we as individuals often feel helpless, and we end up showing our dissent in form of outbursts on social media, or at the most we probably participate in some sort of candlelight protest and so on and so forth. But today we are extremely fortunate to have an individual, Bharat Kumar, who has taken up quite a daunting task of walking from Kanyakumari to Kashmir with a simple and yet powerful message, that is to stop the violence against women and start respecting women. So let's talk why Bharat chose to go on such a humongous task, and also talk about what his experiences are and how people were reacting to this enormous challenge that he took on himself. Bharat, a very warm welcome to NRI Samay.
Yeah, thank you, Suresh. Thank you so much.
So obviously my first question will be why? Why did you decide to, take like this extreme step of walking all the way from one part of the country to the other part of the country?
Yeah, it's like you just asked me a question, right? Why?
Right.
So the same question I'm having from last 25 years. Why? Why a woman has to suffer? What made society to react against women like this? These are the thousands of questions which I'm having in my mind. So I can say my life is my inspiration. I've grown up by seeing my mother, who struggled to live in the society, because I have lost my father at an early age. In fact, I never saw him. So she didn't struggle to brought me up, and she struggled to live in the society. And me and my mom I used to stay in the same home, like we both are the two person in a home.
Right.
I got a chance to see a woman closely, what her struggle is, how she reacts when she come across anything. Because in our culture in India, women mostly won't speak out. They won't show anything. No, they won't show their angry or anything. Maybe because of our tradition. Maybe because of the suppression which is there on the in the women's gender in our culture, which is coming from the ages. So I've grown up by seeing my mother. So these are the questions. Why the society is behaving like this? There are good people. Why they are not speaking out? Why they can't come out? These are the a number of questions which I was getting from the last 25 years, 28 years. So meanwhile, I became a poet. Whatever question I'm getting, I'm just trying to finding out the answer. I'm just trying to write women's struggle to to change the thought processing of men around me, at least. That I can do. Who are around me, my friends or elders around me, by seeing my poems, at least they will, at least for a minute, at least they can stop their busy life and they can think of it at least once, just for 1 minute. I believe it's just a thought processing which people has to taken up. So when pertaining to this mission work, I just had a spark while reading Mahatma Gandhi's book. I didn't read that completely. I just saw the just one line: "Be the change that you want to see in the world." That is the only line which he has used when he started campaign in India. So then I started putting up everything because I need not to learn newly regarding women's struggle or what kind of violences they are facing in our society.
Right.
So I need not to prepare myself to give any awareness program or anything. So then when I got this thought, I felt okay, I can walk because I'm a taekwondo student. So it's a part of karate. So my fitness levels are good. I'm passionate about walking, so I can walk.
I see.
But I didn't have an idea that which part of the society I should target. So the immediate idea which I got, the youth, the youngsters, because at least the women, the future women in India would be safe, or the future women in India will get their equal dignity. At least the future kids, female kids, when they are growing up in the same home where they had a boy kid, the parents will treat them as equal, without poisoning the gender discrimination,
right,
which has been happening in so far. But this generation students or this generation youngsters can do. This is what we have in our hands now. Because the future is ours. So if we all think, it is possible. It is not that, Suresh, everyone is bad, because everyone is good. It is just a thought processing what needs to be changed. Because hope I answered a bit.
Yeah. I think what you said makes sense. So you basically saw how your mother had to, struggle. You saw her, take up, raise you without your father, and so you also said something very interesting, that in the process you started expressing yourself using poetry.
Yeah.
When did you start using that form of an expression? Like, at what point did you realize that, okay, this is a way for you to come out and say these things out loud? And the other comment that you said was, if nothing else, at least you will try to change the perception of the people around you. So how was your how did that journey start?
Since after I lost my mother 11 years back, so I have no one to share. So
Right.
Basically, I'm passionate about writings. I do read many books in Telugu. So my mother is a Sanskrit teacher. So the genes is coming up. So I used to write small quotations or small things. Then one person guided me. He's Mr. Raju from Vizag. So I met him in social media. So he was he appreciated me a lot by seeing my writings. Then he suggested me, any writer or any poet, if you want to become a poet, you should have your own identity.
Hmm.
Because whatever you are writing, by seeing nature or by seeing any good thing or any beautiful thing, that is okay, which everyone will do. But what is you means that you can show it in your poems.
Hmm.
Then the thought started. So what is me? What is my identity? So then I realized, why don't I search for the answers which I had from so many years.
Hmm.
So that is where it started. Just started writing first poem like every mother is a woman. Every woman is a mother.
Hmm.
That is the title of the poem.
Hmm.
Uh, if the society can see the women like that,
Hmm.
if the malehood, not all, the people who are having the hatred or who are having the mindset to see a woman in another forms,
Right.
if they can realize that we are all born to women and every woman is a mother, the motherhood, if we can see, then the woman who is next to her, the next to me,
Hmm.
so that is what an individual can do to solve this serious and sensitive crisis,
Right. Right.
which is a very simple task. Just respect the woman who is next to you, and that is what my message is.
Hmm.
So by highlighting a big task, a walk from Kanyakumari to Kashmir,
Hmm.
compared to that, what the message saying is seems to be very simple. Yeah, I can do this, and every individual can do this.
Hmm.
It's not tough than no walking from this corner to that corner of the country.
Right. Right. Right.
So
Now,
that is
do
the
you,
reason I'm walking alone.
right. Do you happen to remember this poem that you just mentioned? Would you mind reciting a few words from it?
It's in the mother tongue.
That's fine.
Yeah, just a second.
Friends, NRI Samay is a non-profit independent alternate media from Los Angeles, USA, which brings positive stories from grassroots activists from all corners of India and across the world. If you have any interesting episode you would like NRI Samay to cover, we will be happy to do so. NRI Samay would also like to encourage amateur journalists who have a flair for highlighting current events. You can be part of our citizen journalist team. You could cover an important event, interview victims of an atrocity, or document an inspirational story. The idea is to have a mix of experience throughout all parts of the world, preferably supported by an audio or a video clip of your story to be aired, which will be the curtain raiser. You can also submit your opinion articles on important topics to NRI Samay. We will be happy to put it on nrisamay.com in the opinion section. All your work will be credited only to you. And if you're interested, please send an email to nrisamay@gmail.com.
So this was your first poem that you wrote?
On women, it is the first one.
I see.
And women means into this concept of my mind. So it starts the ప్రతి ఆడది అమ్మేగా మనందరి శ్వాస తనదేగా.
Hmm.
అయినా సరే తన కన్నుల నిండా ఎండని చమ్మేగా. Because hope you understand.
Yeah.
We are taking up. So it was given by her, and still her eyes are still wet.
Hmm.
So it is more than 2.5 pages.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. All right. So when you spoke to your friends or you probably might have discussed this in your neighborhood about your initiative. What was their response? What was their reaction? Did someone say, "Okay, let's do it," or did someone say, nothing is going to come out of it? How was the reaction?
Uh, when I decided to walk by campaigning stop violence against women, so just my four of my friends knows. I just informed them. I didn't ask their suggestion to be frank because they believe me. So I just informed them. They all got afraid because is it safe that a lone person to walk on highways? And so first they got afraid. And then when because they all know my pain, what my pain is, and how I've been so far in my life. They all knows very well. So they just after one day, just go and do it. Can say without those four, they should have been not come on to the NS7.
I see. So now, how many miles or how many kilometers have you walked so far?
So far, this is 37th day in my campaign, in our campaign, sorry.
Okay.
I'm walking 703 so far, 703 kilometers.
Okay.
Just at the end of Tamil Nadu.
There is some disturbance.
Yeah, someone rang the bell.
Okay.
I'm about to cross Tamil Nadu border today. I'm entering to Bangalore.
I see. Okay. Now, on your way, like when you're walking with this banner in your hand, how did the people react to? Did they approach you? Did they just stare at you? Did they try to ask you, stop you? And how was the reaction of the crowd?
Because while I'm walking through any city, I'll hold the banner and I'll walk. I can count on fingers how many stopped so far to wish me or to appreciate me, or
I see.
I can say it on count. I can count on my fingers.
Oh.
Most of the people will see this as an event rather than a campaign. Because we're all busy in our lives. We don't have time even to stop our bikes and to know what it is. I'm not criticizing, but that is what happens.
Right.
Someone will see in the side mirror. Someone will see, oh, okay, this guy is not having any work. The first question which they'll ask, are you working or jobless? I can understand why in a country will ask like this.
Right.
Because I believe people are two types. Who sit down their needs and who run behind their wants. People, I can say this, people who are chasing down their needs, the people who are below poverty line, they understood what I am doing, and so far they have given me shelter, food, everything. And people who are running behind the wants, you can understand very well. People who are bit minds, they try to use this campaign for their publicity, propaganda, some kind of thing. There are few hands came up to hold my banner. So I didn't allow them to touch my even because they don't know the value of my banner.
Right.
They'll just see it as some publicity. They can use it as a publicity for their cause. Because I faced those experiences, and these are the two kinds of people I have met on the way. There are good people who who came to me and appreciated me, and they have shared their experiences. They motivated me. They inspired me with their stories. I met a farmer when I'm crossing Kanyakumari district, which gave me so much of inspiration for my walk. And that is my third day. He said, I may lose my crop because of heavy rain in this year. But still, for the next year, I won't hate the rain. Because I'll pray for the same rain to give. Because there is no rain, there is no food, there is no farmer. In the same way, there is no woman, there is no you, there is no me, there is no world. And he just said this, only these two lines. I was speechless for this, and I'm trying to find out what is the message which he is trying to give. After 2 days, I've realized that for the violence going on women, it's just because of the male hatred or male domination. People who are doing the violence against women, they are forgetting that they are born to women. So that he compared women with the nature, because she's giving you birth, which even God can't do. So that is a very inspired story which I heard from a farmer. He's 55 years old. The very next day, I have seen a news in a paper, and IIT Madras professor misbehaved with a girl student, and they went to Germany for the project. So who is educated now, who is uneducated now? These are all experiences which I am learning while I am traveling. What I am learning, I am sharing with the students. So far I have met more than 2,000 students.
I see.
From all the colleges which are in highway. So, as you said, there are few people who think that, who may criticize inside, but my motive is to inspire one at least in one college. In that, once I finish my interaction, student will come up and he'll promise me that I will carry forward this mission, this message in this college once you left the premises. Whenever he'll get a chance, he wants to do some kind of awareness.
Right.
So, these are the experiences so far.
I see. So these colleges that you have been to, are these like you just walk into these colleges and then start talking to the students, or you wait for some sort of a formal introduction, or how do you go about doing this interaction?
Yeah, basically this in Kanyakumari district, met an SFI president Kanyakumari, Student Federation of India. So he helped me out to go and meet the colleges. We got a permission letter from Sub-Collector Nagarkoil, the one who launched this mission walk actually. So he is the one who inaugurated this walk.
I see.
So he gave an letter stating that please allow him for 15 minutes to interact with the students.
I see.
So showing that letter, we got permission in Nagarkoil district. So after Nagarkoil, Tirunelveli will come, so where I went on my own. Few people rejected, few colleges they had permission to speak, and few are afraid that I am coming to take some financial support from the students. So that's all happening. Once I crossed 200 mark, the news has spread in newspapers. So people who are doing social work, they call me up and they they get the permission from the colleges where they had a nice fee. That's how it's going on so far.
I see. Now you said some of the colleges also rejected, right? Why did they choose to not allow you to interact with the students?
Because I'm not belongs to any organization or I'm just going to them with my 1/3 shot, with my 2 heavy bags and banner, and usually the basic instant what they'll get in their mind by seeing the society or by seeing the trends which are happening.
Right.
They feel that I may came from a financial support, or they doesn't know who am I. Few people that doesn't know who am I, what my background is.
Right.
So that's how they rejected. And where I got a personal experience when I'm interacting with the students, one principal rejected to interact with the students. So while I'm coming out, students came to me up and they asked me what is all about.
Oh, I see.
So I said, no, I'm going on a mission walk, the campaigning Stop Violence Against Women. And they asked what our principal has said. So he said he can't allow me. Then they said, our principal is a pervert, so how can he allow you inside the college? Because basically he is against to this. So there are so many students who are facing problems because of him. So then I asked him, I asked the students, but that you know that this has been happening. So what steps you made to prevent this? They said we complained to the collector and we complained to the police authorities because he belongs to a local political party. So
I see.
they just warn him and they just send him out. And so he's still continuing in the same post.
I
It is in
see.
Virudhunagar district.
Friends, NRI Samay is a non-profit independent alternate media from Los Angeles, USA, which brings positive stories from grassroots activists from all corners of India and across the world. NRI Samay does not rely on corporate funding and our shows are commercial free. We only rely on your donations. Corporate funded media is driven by the TRP rating and profits are blurring the distinction between news and entertainment. Why do our news channels talk so much about cricket, movies, accidents, popular figures' personal lives, babies of heroines, gossips, etc., while they should be covering the struggles of people, inequality in our society, rural issues, and border security issues? Why did our media raise some corruption crusaders to the sky on one day and shut them off completely when graft charges were raised on those corporate sponsors? Media relies so much on the corporate funding and government blessings that they cannot report independently. NRA Samay is different. We don't accept funds from any corporations and hence our shows are commercial free. We completely rely on donations from you. Please consider donating to NRI Samay and please go to nrisamay.com and donate generously. This is the only way together that we can continue NRI Samay. All donations are kept transparent on nrisamay.com. And if you have any questions, please write to nrisamay@gmail.com.
Now let me ask you this: having seen, having interacted with almost 2,000 students, you said, right? And you also might have interacted with the school administration or the college administration. And at the beginning of the show, you also said that you are targeting the youth more than anyone else. What, according to you, in your experience, whatever you have learned so far, what, according to you, should be done in our current education system so that people, students, change their mindset or have that behavioral shift?
Yeah. One experience which happened just 3 days back. In Krishnagiri district, I met a school children, at under 10th class, or so where one teacher has informed me that this the atrocities or which are going on women, there is a chapter, there is a it's under syllabus in one class. So they all know about this, what kind of violences are happening in the society. So I just asked her, ma'am, you tell me, when we are students, if these students also, until unless they know that if any essay question will come from that chapter, will we force them to read the chapter, or will we force them to understand what is there in the chapter? When we are all came from the same stage, can we, Suresh, if something is not, if there is no question from one chapter, will you read the chapter? No, for exams, because we're all run for the marks.
Right.
And, so even one B.Ed college, when the professor has said the same, there is one under syllabus, it's a topic. You can ask, inform him same, sir, until unless there is no awareness, it's not, it is there in the syllabus of all the what you call in every at all ages, under 10th class, graduation, PG, it will be there in the subject, but still it's going on. And the next day I've met a school, students in a school called Kasturiba Gandhi Public School, where all the dropped out kids, it's run out by an NGO, So where I was speechless, because they didn't allow me to speak at all. The students, they are having such an awareness on this violence.
I see.
So far, I felt difficult to make an engineering student to speak out on this issue, whereas I was speechless and they didn't allow me to speak on this because of their awareness. Because of that school is running by an NGO.
I see.
Mostly once in a 2 months or once in a 3 months, there will be so many awareness programs which are conducting, which has been conducted in the school. Because of that, the students are well aware of the situation. And I asked one girl student from 6th standard, only one question. Her name is Devani. Devani, what you will do if you came to know that there is one child marriage is happening next to your home? You are a 6th standard girl, what you can do? She immediately gave an answer like, I'll call to 1098, which is a toll-free number in Tamil Nadu, which government has been taking up. Because within 32 hours or within 16 hours, they'll come and take this thing. That is the answer given by 6th standard girl, because of awareness programs. It is not that this topic should not be in the syllabus. This topic should be in the minds of the students from the school age. For that, the management has to conduct an awareness program, or they have to make this, at least once in a 2 months or once in a 3 months, if not once in a 6 months. Because the boys should know why they should respect the women and how they should respect the women. And the girls, even they should know how they should be strong. What are the factors are suppressing her to not to raise their voice? Because from that age, if they can understand, like like the girl student from KGP, because there is no one required like me to walk like this, or there is no law required to be amended to protect our women.
Mm.
That is what I have experienced in the last 3 days.
Mm.
Few colleges will allow me by having some thought that okay, let him do a campaign here. We will take a pic. We can publish in our college prospectus or something like that.
Oh, I see.
Because we're all living in a selfish world.
Right. I see. So in short, you would say that it's very important for these kids to have that kind of an awareness, that kind of an orientation, and it's not something that they have to be taught as part of the syllabus, but it's more built into the school culture or the school tradition itself.
Yeah.
I see. Right. All right.
I never know how it will be in future. So far, Tamil Nadu, as it is a 9th dangerous place in India, so I felt a bit safer even when I'm walking on the road. The next state which I'm entering, which is my homeland, which is the 2nd dangerous place for women. So, Andhra Pradesh. So, I'll face so many problems, I guess. But I can sense, as I'm nearing AP, I can sense the heat. There are so many calls are coming up. My policy is like, without any political intervention, I want to do this.
Right.
Because once it goes to their hands, that's it. Even I may stop my walk. I won't let this campaign to go to the politicians. Because as elections are coming up in India this year.
Right.
So it would be a hot cake for them to use.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So just help me understand how is your daily routine? Like, when does your day start, and how do you keep yourself? Like, you must be dehydrated, you must be feeling hungry. So how do you take care of all those things? Can you just give me a sense of what your day looks like?
Yeah. Mostly I'll start my day 6:30 in the morning. Just have heavy tiffin. I'll have heavy tiffin in morning. And to get rid of dehydration, I'll use some electrolyte powder. I'll mix up in my water and I'll have a normal light lunch, and then once in a 2 days, night I'll have non-veg. Nothing more than this. That's very simple diet.
I see. But where do you like sleep, or like, how do you manage those things?
Honestly speaking, so far, when I start my work, I won't plan where my night stays. I don't know. I'll just simply walk. As it clock 6 o'clock, 6:30 in the evening, I'll find some place, or somebody will find me who can give me accommodation. Because by planning, I can't walk. Because if I plan, means I have to reach or I have to stretch. I may miss a few colleges to reach there by the evening, or these things will be there. So far I never plan where my night stays. So most of the times, in 36 days, I have stayed 3 times in lodge. Rest of all, people have taken me to their home. They have shared their experiences. One night I stayed in one electrical substation where the in officer in charge has called me up when I was walking in on the street, on the highway. He called me up and he asked me to stay there after knowing my cause.
I see.
So he provided the food.
Hmm.
While providing food, he'll say, because Bharat, I want to do like this, something like this, but because of my commitments, I'm not able to do. The people who are doing this, I'll support him. Let me support you.
Hmm.
So that is the response. That is how it is going on.
I see. Well, Bharat, I sincerely wish your, mission is accomplished and you create the kind of awareness that you intend to. And I wish you interact with more and more students and, help them understand why it's important for us to respect the women, and also what you said earlier, I believe in that as well, when you said the girls should also realize that they should be powerful enough to raise the voice whenever they have to, and should not be suppressed. Um, so I wish you all the success, and I wish you the courage to go all the way till Kashmir, and I hope to keep interacting with you throughout this journey, and I'll probably bring some of these stories to our listeners on NRI Samay as well.
Yeah, thank you, Suresh. And with your voice, I want to say one line. I believe my motive, the message which I want to send through this walk, the people who are good in the society, they'll just see the newspaper, they'll feel they'll pity the news, and they'll just simply think what I alone can do. So for those, I want to be an answer. No one can do everything, Suresh, but everyone can do something. That is what I believe, and that is what the message which I want to send through this mission. Because I may not change the bad in the society, but I can motivate the good. I can motivate the good people who are thinking that alone they can't do anything.
Mm.
This is the message which I want to spread to the people. I want to spread to the people who are having good thoughts and people who are having good social responsibility, but still they can't come out for a cause like this.
Right. I think you summed up very nicely. I think you cannot get rid of all the bad in the society, but at least you can try to motivate the good. I think that's a...
Yeah, if good comes out, automatically the bad will step back.
Right. Well, thank you for giving us this perspective, Bharat, and more importantly, thank you very much for taking time off your busy schedule.
Oh, yeah, I'm free today because I'm taking a rest off.
All right. Wish you good luck. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Bye.
Friends, if you liked today's show, please go to youtube.com/NRI Samay and click on the subscribe button. You will get notified every time we publish a new show. And you can also like us on our social media sites like Facebook, Twitter and Google+.